Hello and welcome to Charter Local Edition Northwest. Today we're in Salem and we're talking to your elected leaders. Today our guest is the 4th District Representative Duane Stark. Thank you for joining us.
Thanks
we appreciate you being here. What are the many issues you've been dealing with in this short session?
Well, kind of my two top issues are foster children and affordable housing. And so I have a bill that puts together a governor's advisory commission for the foster care system, and it allows all those who are the frontline workers with foster care, whether it's foster parents, advocates, children who have been in foster care, it allows all them to be on this commission and advise the legislature and the governor on what they think we should be doing in the foster care system.
You know, I've volunteered with foster care before, and I think sometimes people forget how many foster children are out there in need. That, you know, newborn babies get adopted pretty readily, but a lot of children, when they get older, need foster care, and people are much less likely to take in an older child.
Right, and so this will one of the things that we're looking at with this foster care commission is being able to figure out how do we recruit more foster parents. And so getting foster parents that are currently in the system to be part of that commission is one of the ways that we're hoping to be able to tackle that problem.
And then the second item that you're working on?
Affordable housing. And so what we've done is proposed a very unique pilot project. And in rural Oregon, we have a much different problem than in metro Oregon. Rural Oregon, we keep hearing from builders and from cities that they don't have enough buildable, affordable land within their urban growth boundary. So what we're proposing is 2 pilot programs to allow these districts, a city, a builder, and a landowner would come together and say, hey, here's what we've done for affordable housing, and we still don't have enough affordable housing. And then they apply to the LCDC, the Land Conservation District up here, and allows them an opportunity to apply to be one of these pilot programs, which could then build some affordable mixed housing on the edge of the UGB, but just outside the UGB. So it's getting some traction right now, and we're excited to see where it goes. It's definitely some innovative thinking on how we can try to improve our land use system.
Well, I know a lot of people who want to maybe retire or move out with their families more into a rural area. That's a big factor if you're looking from going from the big city life into more of a rural life, is you can find another job, maybe a better paying job, but can you find affordable housing to adjust to the price difference with your pay?
Right. And
so
right
that's
now,
a key to making our rural communities grow.
Yeah, absolutely. And right now we're not only having a problem with affordable housing, we're just having a problem with housing availability at all.
Right.
And so the
then
land
you can't
use
grow.
System, right. The land use system we have is definitely constraining a lot of the rural areas. And so this is encouraging counties and cities to come together to try to think of new ways to do this.
Now, as you've worked with the legislature successfully and then their challenges, what are the parts that you embrace the most, and then your frustrations with the whole process?
Well, I'll start with my frustrations. There's a lot of frustrations. Being, a freshman in the minority party, it's very easy to be frustrated. And one of the frustrations right now is that in a short session like this, the pace at which we're going and the huge agenda that we are taking on, I mean, it's massive. And as a freshman in the minority party, it's been very obvious how little the minority party has been included in the conversations. And so there's a lot of closed door behind, those doors negotiations going on with a lobby, and the minority party has been completely left out of many of those negotiations. And when we hear about negotiations that are happening, it appears as though most of those have been taking place within the majority party. And so we're feeling very, very excluded in what's going on. And so we're watching what we believe is a very leftist agenda move through the building, and we're having no say in that. So that's the frustration, by far the biggest frustration. I would say my favorite part of being here, though, is having an opportunity to be a voice for people and to speak up in so many different ways. Obviously with the foster children, I just talked about that. And, my staff does a fantastic job, Dawn Phillips. She, when people call in, we have constituent issues where they're trying to navigate the system and working with them to walk them through whatever their issue is, to understand how do I get through the government bureaucracy. And working with people on that front, and then hearing some of the concerns that people have locally and bringing them to the building, like the Grants Pass Sober Center, that was a locally driven solution to a local problem, and we were able to come up here and pass legislation that really made a difference for them.
That just must make your heart sing.
It does, it does. So those are glimmers of light in what I feel like is sometimes a dark, frustrating place, but it's absolutely worth doing, and I'm pleased to be here.
Well, thank you for joining us.
Thank you for having me.
Pleasure. This is Duane Stark. I'm Dana Cowley, and thank you for watching Charter Local Edition Northwest in Salem, Oregon.